And joining us now to discuss the situation is Ali Raza Jafarzadeh, Deputy Director, Washington Office of the National Council of Resistance of Iran. So good morning to you, sir. Given the Houthis' threat to global shipping and their continued attacks on U.S. assets, do you believe the U.S. is justified in taking military action here?
Good morning, Don. You quoted a statement from the President of the United States, who also warned the Iranian regime about, the continuation of these attacks, clearly saying that the United States holds the Iranian regime responsible for whatever action the Houthis are doing. Keep in mind that the Houthis were basically formed and founded in the structure that they are today, the organization known as the NCRI. The regime built that organization some 25 years ago when the founders of the Houthi spent a year in Iran in year 2000 in Qom, received all the training there, and then dispatched back to Yemen, and they have been continuous back and forth. The Iran regime has built the Houthis modeled after Hezbollah in Lebanon, trying to use them the same way that they use them in Lebanon and in the region. And also, ironically, there's a very close collaboration between Hezbollah and the Houthis. A lot of the training that is provided to the Houthis are actually done by Hezbollah in Lebanon and also the Shia militias in Iraq, all of them under the control of the regime, but also directly in Iran. They have received, naval terror training activities in Caspian Sea base that is known as Khamenei Academy. But at least 200 Houthis were taken there a few years ago, given all kinds of training. So whatever action you see today is actually carried out by the Iran regime on behalf of the Iran regime, intended to continue violence in the region. And that's why I think it's so important to keep the focus on the main source of the problem there. The head of the snake of war and terror lies in Tehran. And that's why I think at the end of the day, the solution also lies in Tehran. Unless you have a free, democratic, non-nuclear republic Iran after the overthrow of the Ayatollahs, these attacks, these violence, these threats will continue.
So earlier you talked about specifically how the Iranian regime is enabling the Houthis. Give us your evaluation then, how the U.S. is approaching holding Iran accountable.
Well, I think it's so important to recognize the fact that it's the Iran regime that has been behind all of these terror operations in terms of funding, in terms of training, in terms of the weapons that the Houthis have. They started from scratch, and it was all entirely by the Iran regime. The same situation that was with the Hezbollah in Lebanon and other proxy groups they have had in the region. I think it's so important that the United States and also Europe don't lose focus on the epicenter of the problem, which is Tehran, and don't be too much entangled with just the proxies of the Iran regime. And I think, and I'm not suggesting, boots on the ground or appropriating money or anything like that to affect change in Iran. But I think at the end of the day, the world has realized that's where you want to focus. Rely on the people of Iran, the organized resistance, those who want to bring about change in Iran. That will change the whole equation in the region. Imagine a free, democratic, non-nuclear republic Iran. What an impact it would have, not just in Yemen or Lebanon and other countries, but also globally.